the very well-known luxury feature of the Rolls-Royce Octavia. No, of course, it's the Skoda Octavia, and this is here the Octavia facelift. This update here for the sedan and for the Combi, the Estate here is RS. Everything you need to know about these new changes here with Thomas Naudegefühl in 4K, full screen, full length. Let's go. Let's get rid of this umbrella for a second. Here, first of all, the sedan, new front, but the front, of course, will be more or less the same for sedan and Estate. New front bumper, you can see it right here with a new graphic, and also new rear bumper. However, it's more beautiful when the umbrella is away. Here, new rear bumper as well, and this one in a specific VRS bumper or RS. In Germany, you always say RS. In the UK, VRS. Has copyright issues with Ford, long story behind it. And then here in the lower part, yeah, these are fake exhausts on the outside, but however, the real exhaust is on the inside. Nice red color here for our Combi. Soon also more to that. Now I have the umbrella flying around you all the time. So, and also changes here with the headlamps. You can see these are new matrix LED lamps. In January you get new LED and an option of these matrix LED says Skoda crystal lighting, and these ones here have now 40% more lighting power than the ones before. You can see the front grille really wide. By the way, if you don't know, the Skoda Octavia is kind of the sibling of the VW Golf, to be specific more of the Golf variant, the Estate, and the bigger brothers are the Skoda Superb and the VW Passat. And this one here, the Skoda Octavia, has always been bought because people want a rather affordable vehicle that already has a lot of space on the inside. And indeed, this has made the Octavia the best-selling Skoda model. Here on the side, usually we'll start with 16-inch wheels. And then Sportline gets 17, the RS has 18 standard. These ones here, however, are the optional 19-inch wheels, and you can also get them for non-RS versions. So really large looking, definitely. And the sedan is rather a fastback. Maybe some call it hatchback. For me, hatchback is always like this small from the ending, but the form is a sedan definitely, but the rear opening will be something different, and still at the length of 4 meters 70. And that is 185 inches. Here the side profile of the Estate or Combi, also with the option 19-inch wheels, here with a special styling with these inserts here and in the dual tone scheme, and both the Sportline, which is the sportier visual version without the powerful engine, and the RS, the true sporty version with the powerful engine, they both get the lowered suspension, minus 15 millimeters, but you can always go with the Octavia also for the adaptive suspension, the DCC. And of course, the RS here in the front, or the VRS in the front for our UK friends. You can see black frame around, then you have this really wide grille, VRS logo, then in the lower part also this new bumper with the sporty style, high gloss black. I think it fits very well here to the red vehicle color, doesn't it? And also once again this new daytime running light signature. It looks a little bit more striking, a little bit more aggressive. Here the Skoda crystal lighting, this matrix LED, the RS gets it standard. And the pricing once again will be something 30k, 40k plus, depending of course which trim you pick. Here we can see the sedan in the rear. I always call it sedan, because it's a sedan form, right? Yes, the sedan has a closed trunk, but soon more to that. New tail lamps, cool new signature. I love that detailing work, and also a new bumper. This one is very clean design in the lower part. I love that. And here talking about the liftback or fastback or hatchback, here, there we go. You have this really large hatch, so you have this huge opening, so basically a versatility of a Estate, but in the sedan form. This one here is the cover. You can set it in like here, then it automatically goes up, but when you take it out, then you actually realize how much Estate this car is already basically in its sedan form. And really cool to know also for towing, you always have this retractable towing hook. It's, let's say, semi-automatic like this, and then you can release it again and store it like this. And to fold the seats easily, just fold it here and here. Now the Estate trunk here, by the way, The length, pretty impressive already, is like 1 meter 6 or 42 inches, and the width here, this is 1 meter or 40 inches in width, also between the wheel arches. And the difference is here that in the Estate you have the additional height right here. Still, this fastback siding is not much of a compromise. Of course, here you can also do the same seat flipping here. Always a very flawless mechanism. I love that. And the height here of the Estate, 68 centimeters or 27 inches in the rear. This is very important, you know, if you want to fit a dog box in or something. Also interior updates. The most important thing is you now start either with 10-inch screen, the base version, or then optional, or standard for the RS, is here this 13-inch screen. If you hear this beeping sometimes, by the way, this is because the 12-volt battery here in the studio is getting really low. So here the 13-inch screen, you know, more massive in that part here, and you have the climate unit directly on the screen. I mean, I do prefer separate climate units for sure. At least it's always staying in that lower part here. Also here, for example, the optional seat cooling or the seat heating. Pretty small though. I think it would have been better if that would be a little bit bigger. Here you can change the ambient lighting colors, for example. And what I find also cool is the structure here on the top part here, soft touch. This looks like good build quality. As for the seats, this is here animal skin. However, they introduced with this facelift also different versions with recycled fabric in the Lodge trim, for example, and in the Selection trim from Standard, and also the Sport line. And even cooler are the seats in the RS. Sportline and also the RS get sport seats. You can see a different form. Then you have this integrated head restraint that looks really impressive. And here also then this leather red, animal free, this microfiber, and then you have this carbon fiber alike leather red. It's also very interesting. The lower part, you can also make it longer, manual like this. So these seats look cool, but I can tell you, they are also very comfortable, especially for tall people like me, 189 or 6'2". And this one is the version with the panoramic roof, so I still have some headroom above my head. Is more without the panoramic roof, but still fits. And this one is some, you know, you can actually open that, and there's also a shade for that available. And yeah, it looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Here in the RS, we have microfiber at the dashboard, red contour stitches, and then this carbon fiber styling right here at the dashboard to give you some more sportier spice. Then the RS also gets this sportier steering wheel here with the perforation. Also the logo on the lower part, and you still have real buttons at the steering wheel to control the digital instruments, for example, and also these scroll wheels here. So this is actually quite cool. And here one more perspective on this rather, like I would say, swinging design. You still have some hard keys here, for example, to switch the driving mode. That is actually quite good. And what's also notable is here that the shifting lever in the lower part is really slim and integrated. However, it has this, you know, galvanized metal knurling here. That is actually quite nice then. And in the front part, this is an inductive charging pad, and you also have, let me give you some extra light, guys. So yeah, there we go. So it's an inductive charging pad and also two USB-C chargers next to the middle console, which you can also slide, you know, close then. There you can better see that here, open, and then there are adaptive cup holders, also with these knobs on the button that you can open a bottle with one hand, and then some more space underneath where here, for example, they hide the multiple reserve keys from this studio vehicle here. But yeah, high gloss black, not my favorite. The famous auto door check. First of all, the door closing sound. Really solid in the front. Let's check the rear. Different sound, but also super solid. I love that. Also here from the panel gaps, it looks good. Then at the inside of the doors here, where I pulled out the umbrella on the other side, so both have that. So both doors, driver and passenger, and this is you can either fit umbrellas on both sides, but you can also, for example, here, you know, this snow brush when there's a lot of snow on the vehicle, that is also possible right here. And yeah, just keeping it a little bit more simple than Rolls-Royce in this case. Here, the RS version at the inside of the doors not only has this structure here on the top part, also soft touch, but then these microfiber inserts. I really like that. And you also have this, you know, stamped in structure right here. So I think a good job there. Also felt at the inside of the doors. So that is nice to have. We see a lot of cars that don't have that anymore. You want a better look, and let me give you some light and you can really see that. Here, there you see this felt in the inside. So when you put stuff in there, it's always good to have that it's not, flying around there while driving. Let's check the quality of the rear doors here. So first of all, I love that for the kids especially. Here, this really large sunshade. There we go. And this is then hard pack here. However, the RS has the microfiber inserts and then soft for the elbows again. And even in the rear, we have the fabric inside covering. Seating position here, by the way, without the panoramic roof. Here in the sedan in the front or the fastback, there's even more headroom left. And the steering wheel here, manual control, in and out, up and down. I was mixing that up like this. However, here the standard steering wheel, I think it looks a little bit odd because it doesn't have a spoke here, like this open spoke design, but yeah, not sure. Well, what do you guys think about this? Interesting thing is, here in the fastback, the headroom with 189 or 642, it does barely fit, but it would work still. And the cool thing is, because we can compare these cars here, so the headroom is kinda the same when you have here the fastback without the panoramic roof versus the Combi with a panoramic roof. The most headroom you would have, Combi without panoramic roof. Then the Combi still has more headroom, but it fits here. And legroom here, when I'm driving as a tall driver, you see, you can easily drive this car with 4 to 5 tall adults. That's a good thing here. Then there's a middle console here, but you can still sit in the middle. That is actually possible, although the middle part is of course always a little bit harder. Yeah, 4 tall adults is really good. 5 then maybe for a shorter journey or something. The rear console here features also seat heating for the rear seats, an option of course. The lower part, 2 USB-C chargers. Infotainment system up close. Here you can once again see with the temperature here, plus minus, and also the controls right there. Then you have, different tiles available. There is another main menu. So this is the car internal GPS. You can see they also worked on the responsiveness. That looks actually quite cool. Then you also have this, more classic app view, for example. There's also this digital climatization menu where you can then change where the vents are coming from. So they're not the best in software. VW, Skoda, Seat, Cupra, Audi also recently had problems, of course. But you can see they have been improving it. It looks all more responsive now, definitely with this new infotainment system. This, as I said, the top 13-inch one. And you can also get a real head-up display. Yeah, there are some studio guys sitting there. Digital instruments can also house this map. You can also have the full display, or you can, there you can see 12-volt battery is low, sorry for that. So RPM and the speedometer, for example. As for the engines, 2-liter TDI, the diesel 116 or 150 horsepower, and the same horsepower counts, 116 or 150 horsepower for the 1.5 TSI, the turbo petrol engine. When you go for the dual clutch transmission, then you get it as a mild hybrid system with a manual gearbox without mild hybrid. News is that the 2-liter TSI gets now 204 horsepower and will be offered with all-wheel drive. That one, however, only available beginning 2025 model year. And also power upgrade for the RS. And here it is, 2-liter TSI, 265 horsepower. That's 20 horsepower more than before, so some nice power upgrades. We'll keep you later updated also with a driving review of the new Octavia RS, of course. If you wonder about the engine cover, at the moment there's nothing on it. They say it maybe won't come, but we'll keep you updated with that also when we drive the car, then we can be sure if there will be a cover or not. But recently they have been removing these engine covers as well. Which one would you actually pick here, the fastback or the Combi? And would you go for a normal version or the RS? Tell me in the comments. Now also compare the Golf variant or the recent Golf facelift and of course the bigger brother here, the Skoda Superb.